How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Coach Avi here, and let's talk about this Manchester City-Liverpool match that just finished 2-0 in favor of Liverpool. And the question that I have, question that everyone is going to be talking about in their post-match reactions, post-match thoughts is the title race over? And if you're a Liverpool fan, I can genuinely understand why you think it's not over, because you don't want to jinx the team. You don't want to come off sounding a little overconfident, and then all of a sudden something happens and Liverpool let Arsenal back into the title race. I can totally understand that. Arsenal fans, City fans, Chelsea fans, basically everyone else in the Premier League will tell you that the title race is over. Liverpool now sit 11 points ahead of Arsenal. Arsenal absolutely bottling it last night against West Ham. And so the only way that I think Arsenal have any chance is if some sort of injury crisis happens at Liverpool, some really terrible spell of form, and then Arsenal still have to be absolutely perfect. There's absolutely no chance that that happens. And so let's be honest, guys. I've been saying this for a long time. I said this before the new year. I said this, I believe, in November or December. I thought the title race was over just because I saw how good Liverpool were playing and all of the shit that was going on at Arsenal with the red cards, with the injuries. And this game, I think, was the game that confirms that at the end of the season, you're going to look back at this game and you're going to say Liverpool won the league when they went to the Etihad Stadium at Manchester City and they won 2-0 convincingly. And it's interesting because I'm going to make a post-match analysis tactically on this match, so make sure you guys check back in a few hours to check that out, and I'll explain exactly how Liverpool won the match, why they were the better team. But the funny thing was, in simple terms, they were just better defensively. They were more dangerous in the attack. And even though that first half was really all Manchester City as far as possession in Liverpool's half, the amount of opportunities that they had out wide, Liverpool looked at the possible problems that were happening early with the wide play, Jeremy Doku versus Trent Alexander-Arnold, the fact that Trent Alexander-Arnold got dribbled past like 7 times in the first half. They looked at those problems and they found the solutions very early. And when they started defending in a back five, the problem was Manchester City no longer has a target striker because Erling Haaland is injured, so they didn't have the threat of being able to serve the ball into the box, and they had to rely on the wide play from Jeremy Doku, from Savinho. And again, as I said, Liverpool defended that really well by going into a back five when they were in their own half. But on top of that, they were bringing players like Mo Salah, Ryan Gravenberch, Curtis Jones, Luis Diaz. They were bringing all of those guys back to help out wide so that those 1v1 situations turned into 1v2, 1v3 situations. And then on top of that, Konate was defending absolutely brilliantly in the box every single time the ball got out wide and Jeremy Doku would beat Trent Alexander-Arnold for pace. The ball would get crossed in and Konate would be there to clear it out almost every single time. So tactically, from a defensive standpoint, Liverpool were absolutely brilliant. And then when you have someone like Mo Salah, who all you have to do is just basically give him the ball and let him create, you're going to score goals. Manchester City pushing so many numbers forward. We've seen this time and time again. Anytime they're in the opposition half and they lose the ball, the transition moments are their biggest weaknesses. And today, when you give the ball to Trent Alexander-Arnold to play a long ball in behind and then it eventually falls to Salah, a lot of things can happen. Dominic Szoboszlai is in really good form. It feels like the Liverpool players have been playing together with each other for many, many years. Not like this is their first year under Arne Slot, but it looks like this is a team that has been built over a decade. And now you guys can see that they're solving any problem that comes their way. And on top of that, they're the most dangerous team attacking-wise in the Premier League. You pair that with the fact that they're really good specifically at the counter-attack, which is Manchester City's biggest weakness, and all of a sudden you got a game that you basically cannot lose. Which is funny that I say that Manchester City were the better team in the first half, but in reality they weren't the better team in the first half, because the better team is the one that can score more goals and they can look more dangerous in front of goal. Manchester City did everything up until that point, and then Liverpool would take over, hit them with a brilliantly worked set piece on the corner kick that got them the first goal, hit them on the counter, and just like that, another performance for why Liverpool is going to win the Premier League this season, and why I believe they're going to do it with 3 or even 4 games left in the Premier League. It honestly would not surprise me that by match week 38 they would be 12 to 15 points ahead of Arsenal, and basically those last few games are just a celebration of the incredible season that they've had, but also the terrible season and inconsistent season that Manchester City and Arsenal have had, which has led Liverpool to being able to have the possibility of winning the Premier League so early. I do also want to shout out a couple of really bad performances. I've been saying this for a couple of videos. Phil Foden should not be on the field for Manchester City. A lot of bad passes, a lot of bad decisions. He's starting to become a player that, because he's been in the side for quite some time now, and now he feels comfortable as a starter, he's starting to get a little bit too comfortable. It's the same thing that I feel like happened with Gabriel Martinelli at Arsenal, is that when they're trying to break into the team, they have so much confidence, they have so much energy, they're working hard on both sides of the ball. The moment that they feel like they're more experienced players and they've been there before, they start being a little bit more cautious, they start getting a little bit more relaxed. It's almost like they don't have the same passion and the same energy that they did when they were breaking into the team. And that's really disappointing because Phil Foden is still so young. young. I was just really disappointed overall in his lack of effort and in the bad decisions that he made during today's match. On the other side, I think Ibrahim Konate was probably the best player defensively for Liverpool. Every time the ball got out wide, he was making sure that he was marking the front post, or at least putting himself in a position where it couldn't get to any of the dangerous players in the box for Manchester City. Not just on the crosses from live play, but on the set pieces, on the corner kicks. Konate was an impenetrable wall today, and I think his positioning in the box was perfect. So as I said, I'm going to do a full tactical analysis on this match. Check back in a couple of hours. I'll have all of that finished. But before I do, you guys go in the comment section. Let me know what you think of this match. Specifically, the question, is the title race over? And again, if you're a Liverpool fan, I don't need you to be humble. I don't need you to be a little bit cautious because you don't want to jinx it. I want you to be honest. If you weren't a Liverpool fan, if you were a supporter of another team, if you were neutral, or if it was, for example, Chelsea or Arsenal who were in your position right now, would you be saying that the title race is over based on Liverpool's performances and basically the fact that every other team in the Premier League is nowhere near Liverpool as far as their playing level and ability? You guys let me know. Be honest. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. That's it for this one. We'll catch you guys in the next one.